Hello, in today's video you'll learn the amazing story of this little dog who overcame many struggles to be happy. Every year, many animals are abandoned to their fate, hoping that a good soul will help them find their way to happiness. If you want more videos like this, subscribe to the channel and leave your comment below. This is a poo dog. The belly has a huge tumor. Patient to tell us. A few days ago found the dog be thrown in the ditch. Look at its poor save it back home. It is said that master abandoned is too thin and don't want it. Sell is worthless. I didn't think guarding a lifetime so that fate. Now I'll throw it out. In addition to a tumor. Ears also badly abused. Volunteer hurriedly took it to the hospital. The doctor said the tumor long for many years. Size is larger than a punch. Tumor thickness is very thick. The tooth is smooth. Guess age should not small. The doctor said that the dog is too thin. But a few days. Just give it a blood made a test. The dog also anemia. It is worried about being operated, can't hold on to his will. Currently only an injection infusion with the body. Scans showed the tumor did not transfer the lungs and liver. This tumor is likely to be benign. But don't rule out the possibility of malignant. Continued infusion to continue an injection. It's body toning. Surgery until not anemia to it. Or surgical risk is too big. As such a large tumor. The body basic nutrition is absorbed by it. If you give it anesthesia in the operation. Probably on. Lost life directly. And this tumor is especially hard. Surgery is difficult to do. The doctors were very upset. The tumor is too big. After surgical bleeding may be in a lot. After all, it now has anemia. If the bleeding again likely to die on the operating table. Visual inspection the tumor has a Lucci gene. To cut it off and is not an easy thing. The fate of its life already very sad. This tumor is like a heavy rock. Pressure to the dog stand up. It can only lay motionless every day. There are many holes on the tumor. On a crowded by hand. It went out of water. Lead to the dog even lying down. The body is always wet. Look at the way it was obviously. Feed it a roast chicken. I hope it can be happy. The dog got up big bite immediately. Perhaps it had never eaten such delicious food. A chicken to eat less than 3 minutes. Visible former owner didn't treat it. After discussing. Tomorrow ready to operate on the dog. Put it on 7 kilograms of large tumors. Cut off the roots from its roots. Tumor take water constantly. Back from save the day. It's been almost a week. In the 7 days. Relief volunteers, and the doctor will take care of the dog. Since it can't even eat rice. At the end of the day slowly recovering the spirit. It has experienced a process of suffering. The dog must be in the process of the stray suffered abuse. Long years were not only root. So the poor dog. It is very strong. Endured the pain without a word. Through more than a week. Also confinally to operate on it. Physical indexes recovered almost. Today is the last day of the infusion. Tomorrow it will be on the operating table. Hope everything can the smooth. Prior to surgery. To make it a blood examination. Because it is too large for this tumor. Surgery is risky. Don't do the preoperative physical examination must be no good. The operation time takes about 2 hours to 4 hours. To cut 20 centimeters of blade on it. The dog age also not small. As long as it is able to carry through the gate of hell. Happy days after all in the back. Come on. Now is to make its preoperative disinfection. Have played anesthesia needle. Such as after the disinfection will cut out for it in a minute. There are more than 7 kilograms of large tumors. On it, don't know for how many years. Checked for normal heart rate. The doctor has already prepared the scissors. Except for the tumor being exposed outside. Everything else is covered. At this point, the dog had already fallen into a deep sleep. Its heart rate is normal. Using respiratory anesthesia. Respiratory anesthesia is relatively safe. Just wait for the results. After nearly 4 hours of surgery, this tumor has finally been removed. The dog hasn't woken up yet. Everything went smoothly. Sewed over 50 stitches. Come on, dog. Half an hour later the dog finally woke up. It was in constant pain, humming and groaning. Trembling all over. Can only gently touch it. Tell it not to be afraid. Mao Xiaozi is really strong. I made a trip through the gates of hell. At this moment, I noticed tears streaming from the corners of its eyes. It actually cried. At this moment, it felt an unprecedented ease. Finally got rid of the heebie burden of years. The painkillers have been injected. Now it's time to prevent postoperative infections. Don't worry. It will definitely get better. The dog's mental state after the surgery is very good. The whole body has relaxed a lot. To reward it, I made a big roast chicken for it. I have a dog appetite. Put this ring on it. Its RO prevent it from licking the wound. Otherwise, it will lick the thread open. The surgery was done for nothing. On the 5th day after surgery. Let's take a look at the recovery of this wound. This wound is over 30 centimeters long. I sewed about 50 or 60 stitches. The surface of the wound is already dry and scabbed. No infection. My mental state is also good. Now it's not lax either. The doctor is disinfecting its wound. The little guy is also very cooperative. The wound with the needle is a bit unsightly. I can only wait for the thread to slowly recover after being removed. Although with such a long and large blade. But this kid's life was saved. I don't feel that uncomfortable anymore. You can even lie down while sleeping. Look at its happy eyes. Who could imagine it still looking like this 10 days ago? This terrible tumor is a nightmare. Now it has finally shaken off. With a happy smile on his face. All of this needs to be felt by the rescue workers and doctors. They gave Mao the child a brand new look. Compared to before. The life of dogs nowadays is a world of difference. Naming a dog ball, the ball can be stitched today. Nearly a month of anti-inflammatory and surgical treatment. The able can be said to be completely transformed. The postoperative blade is also getting better and better. After dismantling the thread this time, there are only a few stitches left. My body is also eating well. 1 chicken and half a bowl of dog food can be eaten in 1 meal. Add 2 more eggs. Let me show you the walking posture of the ball. Isn't it very beautiful and relaxed? This is another video from the Animals Videos channel. Leave a like and see you next time.